Yeah. All esteem to Yahuwah in the highest. All knowing, all seeing, unbiased. I declare his name, no silence. Yahushua HaMashiach is the wisest. Yeah, I am not a pagan. Yeah, Yahuwah is one. Hey, Yahuwah is a lure, the Ruach in the sun. Look, young boy lay them precepts. Worldwide flood the reset. Noah and his sons ain't see death. Yahushua is king, all respect. A child of the king, don't deflect. 10 toes down, I'm erect. Redeemed of Yahuwah, the elect. Trusting in him, a natural reflex. Ain't no high like the most high. 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 Yahuwah the Allure is most high. Who is like him? He the most high. Don't want, don't need, no weed, no lean. We Kadashim, we Jacob's seed. Yahuwah gave his Torah, it has been decreed. Best believe he intercedes. His name ain't God, yuck, nay. Yahushua is the way, yeah, ay. Lord means Bell, okay. Esteem his name, obey. Young boy lay them precepts. Worldwide flood the reset. Noah and his sons ain't see death. Yahushua is king, all respect. A child of the king, don't deflect. 10 toes down, I'm erect. Redeemed of Yahuwah, the elect. Trusting in him, a natural reflex. Ain't no high like the most high. 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 Yahuwah the Allure is most high. Who is like him? He the most high.
Hey, Yaxter.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. I actually wasn't ready to go live yet, but here we are. I know I'm like 10 minutes early, bro. If I'm ready to go, I'm just going to go. So if I set it for 6:30, because I think I might need a little bit more time to get stuff and all of that. But since I did set it for 6:30, I'm going to just wait for some people to come in. So I'm going to just play a few more songs before we jump into this.
Hey, Yaxer.
Aiden Kazar's mad, they can't stop the awakening. Feeling just like Pop, cause the truth is unwavering. Can't argue facts, so you bring in all this static. Shemitic in the dictionary says Afro-Asiatic. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. I ain't eating porky pig, no swine flesh. And the devil don't expect me in the slightest. Overcoming all these lies, yeah, that's progress. After 7-day observance, I feel refreshed. We don't call ourselves a Christian cause we made it out. And Messiah named Yahushua, why they take it out? And this wall of deception got us breaking out. How you hate Yahuwah's people, let me lay it out. We the people of the book, you can't fade us out. When it's coming to that Bible, not a trace of doubt. It's a whole new month, I see the new moon. Better number all your days at the new moon. All these signs of the times we going home soon. Pagan holidays like Christmas lead to your doom. I be living out the Torah, that's my whole life. And Yahushua, he is king, that is full life. And them demons wanna scatter cause they no strife. No strife. No strife, no life. Aiden Kazar's mad, they can't stop the awakening. Feeling just like Pop, cause the truth is unwavering. Can't argue facts, so you bring in all this static. Shemitic in the dictionary says Afro-Asiatic. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahuwah, he gon' slide. I trust the Bible more than any man alive. Pick a side, pick a side. Yahushua, he gon' slide. No straddling the fence, the Most High, he will provide. Ayy. Hey, yo, I rest on the 7th day, it surely is a Sunday. One path to Yahuwah and Yahusha is the one way. Narrow path, step and stay on track like a subway. Yahusha crack the sky with the Malakim someday. Dietary laws, ain't no eating swine flesh. Yahusha garment staining blood like the wine press. The heathens crying out, strong delusion, they the blindest. These heathens can't keep Jesus, not appease in the slightest. Feast days, moral laws, keeping the Shabbats. Don't follow the ways of Edom, by Yahusha's blood I'm bought. Jesus is a big Virgin Mary, don't need her. Yes, I spin the block on the devil with the heater. Covenant keeper, the Ruach is my teacher. Yahuwah the creator, worship him and not the creature. Christianity can't be any same old difference. You call on pagan names and you call yourself bishops. Heathens in these camps, Jacob giving up his birthright. Hugged up with these nations, white bodied like a termite. Reject the Messiah, yeah, your doctrine is Jewish. Scum of the earth, cause that doctrine is sewage. Yahusha in the Torah, you can't see it, you foolish. Committed to Yahuwah, it's a fact that I do this. You are my enemy if you an enemy of Torah. Destruction for the wicked, just like Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, ain't no new ways, doctrine, no chakras, no auras. The Apocrypha, I read it, I explore it like Dora. I'm a strong black man with biblical values. Fulfill doesn't mean abolish, yeah, I'm quoting out Matthew. I'm not a patriot, I am fearing the lure. 24 and forever, my king is Yahusha. I don't care about America, she surely gon' fall. And the ops gon' hate you when you Kadashi you called. Yahusha 24, always and forever. To Yahuwah I surrender, my life has been better. Put no trust in no man, nor you are a curse. All esteem to Yahuwah, ayy, I put him first. Yeah, whoa, ayy. Yahusha 24, ayy. It's Yahusha 24, ayy. Yahusha 24, Yahusha 24, Yahusha 24. All esteem to Yahuwah in the highest. Baruch haba Basham Yahuwah. Baruch atah King Yahusha.
Hey, Yaxer.
All right, y'all. So let's get into this, man, bro. Man, this is exactly what I've been talking about. I have been telling y'all. I have been getting like this sense of urgency. I felt a spiritual shift. I have been feeling in my spirit a sense of impending doom leading into this pagan year of 2025. I told y'all that literally on Shabbat. You know, with the whole drone thing, with the whole election thing. Now we've got this dense fog that seems to be all over the world, a worldwide fog. So it's not even just here in the US in certain places. People say they're seeing this all over. Now, me, I haven't seen it. Hold on a minute. I haven't seen it personally, but we're going to look at some of these videos because there's people all over the world talking about this fog, this mysterious fog that just kind of came out of nowhere. And apparently it's been around for a while. Some people said that they've been seeing it since pagan Christmas. So we're going to just look at some of these. I got a bunch of videos we're going to be looking at today, but let me show y'all first this news clip. Just in case you're not aware of it, you can kind of understand what's going on right now. So we're going to watch that first. All right, here we go.
Impact to flights.
News 8 7 Ronnie is live at San Diego International Airport with more on this. Good morning, Evan.
Yeah, good morning to you as well, Stella and Eric. That's right. We have been keeping track of the flights into and out of San Diego International Airport. And so far this morning, we can report that there are plenty of delays and cancellations leaving San Diego International between about 6:15 and noon today. Now, we can't attribute that directly to the fog. We don't know for sure that that is the cause of it, but it is very important this morning to check on your flight status before you head out the door. Take a look at some of the video recorded by our photojournalist Julio Vasquez just this morning out of the South Bay. Chula Vista socked in with that fog as we woke up this morning. And now as the sun starts to come up, we are expected to see some improvements, but you can see what an effect it had on most of your coastal communities as we kicked off the day. It began really late last night and continued all the way through this morning, in some cases intensifying. That's why that dense fog advisory was issued and is in effect up until about 10 a.m. Now, as we head toward that sunrise, we are expected to see some improvements that will be made. But again, the flights out of San Diego International, many are delayed or canceled. And it is a good idea, of course, to check that flight status if you are going to be leaving out of San Diego International. Now, the good news is that as far as arriving flights go, many of those arriving flights do not begin to come in until we get into about 10, 11, and noon. So there will be more time on that end. However, still a cause for concern if that fog does stick around. It's definitely a possibility that the National Weather Service extends that dense fog advisory. And as far as the range that it covers, well, it's pretty wide in terms of the area. It's a good portion of San Diego County, the coastline, of course, and then all the way up through Orange County as well. So a lot of Southern California dealing with this morning. And it looks like as we head through the next couple hours, we're hoping to see some improvements made.
Now, y'all know we always have to, understand that when it comes to the mainstream media, they're only going to tell you certain things. They're not going to give you a full in-depth explanation. And that's why we're going to look at people who are actually on the ground, who are not part of the mainstream narrative. See, this is why they want to ban apps like TikTok, and they want to, get rid of certain things, because they can push a narrative and say, well, this is what this is, but people are not trusting the news anymore. People are trusting regular schmegular individuals like me and you to bring you the real truth. And so that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to look at some TikTok videos, but first I want to just show you a few of these mainstream media narratives that are being issued out about this. Now, as he mentioned in the video we just watched, lots and lots of flights are being delayed and canceled due to this thick fog that is, now what you saw was San Diego, Southern California. But like I said, it's all around the world we're seeing this. London, Canada, here in the US, it's all over. So like I said, we'll be looking and getting a little bit more understanding of this as we continue. And I'm going to just be showing you guys a bunch of these videos. So let me switch over to this one. Okay. So this is them also talking about the flights being delayed due to this fog. So let me show y'all this one.
Delays and cancellations continue across the country this morning amid the busy holiday travel crunch. You're looking live at LAX this morning, which is being impacted not only by the fog that still seems to be fairly dense at this hour, but also delays in other parts of the country caused by severe weather. Thousands of flights have been delayed in the past 3 days. At LAX, flight delays have jumped this morning from 60 to 126. We have 2 more cancellations to report, raising the total to 8 canceled flights.
Okay. All right, so let's keep going. I wouldn't be so quick to say it's the Most High. I would not be so quick to say that. And as we look deeper at this, you'll understand what it is. Because you'll see. You'll see. I don't want to give it away. I'll show you in a minute. But just I wouldn't be so quick to say just because it's happening all over, it's the Most High. That's not necessarily true. It's not necessarily true, because you have to look at the events that preceded the event in order to understand what it is. So we're going to keep going. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you guys is another. Okay, we'll leave that alone. All right. I'm going to just show you guys a bunch of videos that I do have here of people on the ground. So you got the mainstream media narrative. They are saying that it's, just a fog. Like they're kind of downplaying, it seems like to me, like it's nothing serious. It's nothing we need to be concerned about. However, from what I'm seeing people say, it is not that. Okay, it is actually very concerning. So let me pull this up, and I'm going to show you this first one. This is a daughter of Ziyun, and she's going to be explaining what she's seeing. Let me show y'all this.
Me, but for the last few days I have been having this weird feeling like something big is about to happen, right? Like this weird feeling of impending doom. I have been having this crazy feeling like in my belly. I don't know what it is, okay? To be brutally honest, I feel like something is already happening. And here's why. For the last few days, there have been crazy reports of dense, thick fog in many states all over America, in addition to the UK. Now, this is not your regular fog, because a lot of people have been reporting that they have been seeing some weird type of mist coming out of the sky with this fog, okay? In addition to that, there have been 4 plane crashes, y'all, within the last 5 days, okay?
4 plane
3 of those plane
crashes?
crashes occurred within the last 24 hours.
Whoa.
You had one on Christmas Day in Kazakhstan, and then within the last 24 hours, you had one in South Korea, Nova Scotia, as well as Norway. In addition to that, y'all, so many people have been reporting this weird sickness, where as though they're having muscle soreness, sore throat, body aches, nausea, vomiting, dizziness, the whole 9. And they said that this sickness had just been coming out of nowhere. I don't know about you, but I feel like something big is happening or about to happen, and these people just are not telling us. What are your thoughts?
Okay. 2 words come to mind right now when I'm looking at all of this. 2 words: dark winter. Y'all remember a few years ago when Biden was in office and he talked about a dark winter? Maybe he wasn't talking about a dark winter at that time. Y'all remember how Donald Trump said the calm before the storm? Okay, sometimes I know we tend to forget these things, but when they be dropping these little hints and stuff, sometimes it's to, you know, tell you of something that is to come. Let me remind y'all about the whole dark winter thing. Let me pull that up. Now, remember, during the dark winter, or the supposed dark winter that Joe Biden was talking about, that was around the time that the C to the V to the D was going on, right? They were telling you, you need to get the ouch, ouch, get the lollipop, because we're going into a dark winter. So let me just remind you, this was 4 years ago that Joe Biden was talking about, you know, during this whole lollipop situation, we're going into a dark winter. What this tells me, what it's looking like to me, there's about to be another okay? Yeah, I know I got to use codes on here, talking code, because, you know, they already coming for your boy. So let me just remind you of this. Let me share this video next.
Shine light on it.
Man, I hate these dang ads so much. YouTube is just becoming almost unbearable to even watch anymore because of all these dang ads. It's so annoying. Okay, here we go.
And just 40% of Americans say they would definitely agree to take a coronavirus vaccine if it was approved by the government. What steps would you take to give Americans confidence in a vaccine if it were approved?
Make sure it's totally transparent. Have the scientists of the world see it, know it, look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way, this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. And he has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for them.
Okay, all right. Too much trigger words, so I'm going to leave that alone. A dark winter. So this was around the time of the lollipop. I've already exposed the new right wing. I've exposed the people Trump is appointing. And I'm telling you right now, they are preparing you for another one. But they are moving you over to the right. Because everyone involved with Donald Trump is heavily invested in these technologies. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Vivek Ramaswamy. Look at RFK, talking about make America healthy again. Yeah, right. When have they ever cared about our health? During this so-called, thing, they're over here telling us to get the lollipop. And here, you get the lollipop, I'll give you Krispy Kreme donuts. How is that caring about your health when they're offering you unhealthy, highly processed garbage? And you think they care about your health? While also allowing them to insert you with a bunch of chemicals. Let's keep looking. So I have another video here I want to show you guys from somebody else on the ground. And we're also going to look at some of the footage that people are recording of this. But I'm going to explain to you the whole C to the V to the D thing is part of this, but it's bigger than that. And I'm going to show you in a second. So let me show you this next video here. Now, this is somebody that was able to get this video, and they're saying what they're seeing, these are particles. Okay? So, fog is like a mist. But why are people seeing particles? Family, this is chemicals. Okay? Let me show you. It's the next video. I'm going to bring it up for you. Here we go. Look at this. It says this fog does not look like fog. Look at that. This is particles. And this is not snow either. Snow does not bring fog like this. Like the dense fog that people are being warned about, where people are saying they can't even drive. Okay, they can't even see 15 feet ahead of them. And now you got particles all over the place. Come on, y'all. All right, now let me show y'all this next thing here. And like I said, I'm going to get to what this is, but we're just looking at the different perspectives people are giving that are on the ground. Now, it gets more concerning. Take a look at this video. This is another one I want to show you. Look at this. The death fog, frozen in Germany. Family, fog does not become solid like this. Now, you can see how foggy it is in the background, and this is in Germany. This is not normal at all. And if you ask me, in my personal opinion, I'm thinking hard. Now, this dude touching this is goofy, okay? I don't know why you would be touching this stuff. You don't know what it is. It's clearly not fog, but yet you're going to run your fingers through it? Some people, man, I'm telling you. All right, so let's look at some more of these videos. This is another one. Somebody was filming from the ground.
Fuck is this fog right now?
And pardon the language, these are TikTok videos. Not everybody follows the Most High, so I'll salaki for the language in advance.
It has the weirdest smell to it. And this shit's fucking thick. You can't see a motherfucking thing in front of you when you're driving. This might be from the storms that we've just had recently, but it has the weirdest feeling inside of it. And like I said, it's got a weird smell to it as well. But it's pretty ironic timing if you ask me. I mean, there's been a lot of sightings in the sky as of lately. I mean, even last night before this fog started rolling in, I saw hundreds of things moving through the sky. And a lot of people might come up with explanations like, oh, it was a satellite, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, these things were moving pretty damn fast and they weren't exactly in formation. And it's all clear blue skies above me, and this fog goes for miles. I mean miles. I took a road trip just a couple of minutes ago just to see how far it would actually go. And I'm talking about up to over 30 miles. And I had to go slow as fuck because this shit is fucking thick. I mean thick. I could barely even see the car in front of me. And that's even with their fucking lights being on. But the weird thing is that I got a lot of family around the country, and every single one of them are saying that they're experiencing this fog as well. Which is kind of weird because as far as I know, these storms only hit like majority of the South. I don't know, I'm just curious if anybody else is experiencing this fog being this fucking thick. And is anybody else getting this weird ass fucking smell from it, or is it just the South? Dude, what the?
Okay, people are saying, now there's another side to this. People are actually saying that they smell chemicals. And people are getting sick from this fog, okay? So let's just destroy the fact that this is some random, thing, and it's just normal fog. Fog does not go around the world, like that. It doesn't. Usually in a decent amount of time, if it's windy, depending on how windy it is, it'll dissipate, and disperse and just go away. But all around the world, they're experiencing this. Now, let me show y'all what I really think this is. So you guys remember the drones, right? Well, these drones were spraying stuff in the sky. Kim, Trails. Take a look. What is that stuff that's spraying right here? What is it? Do y'all find it a little suspicious? Let me just ask you, do you find it suspicious? You don't find it suspicious that all this talk about drones, right? And you got people on the ground showing you these drones spraying this stuff in the air. And now all of a sudden you've got a fog. Now, I'd venture to say, now people are saying they were seeing these drones all around the world, not just in New Jersey. That's the mainstream media narrative. But there are people who are on the ground all across the world that have been seeing these drones everywhere, okay? Spraying this stuff in the sky. Coincidence? Nope, don't believe in those.
So you can run to your left, see, and you don't have anything till you get up to that barn.
Oh, that's wicked.
Them blue LEDs are the bulb. Yeah, so to your left, you see that big gray barn up there? There's nothing in your airspace from here to there. So you can run to your left, see, and you don't have anything till you get up.
Okay, so there's that video. And let me show you a few more. Other people, corroborating witnesses that can talk about how these drones were spraying stuff. Let me show you another one. Check this out. That's why I tell you guys, and it's not to, you know what I'm saying, come at anybody or nothing like that, but that's why I say just because it's happening worldwide does not mean it's by Yahuwah. It doesn't necessarily mean that. I mean, Project Bluebeam will be seen by the whole world, but that doesn't mean it's from Yahuwah. They want you to believe it's from him. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what, and also somebody mentioned something. Shout out to Akila. She said in the chat that she thinks that this could have something to do with Project Bluebeam. I absolutely believe that. I absolutely believe that. And we're going to look a little bit more deeper into that as well. And let me show y'all another video that I have here. So we looked at those two. And here's another example of the spraying that's been going on. Look at that. Mute that music. And you can see in the sky, there's this substance being sprayed. So like I said, I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that this is all part of what they're doing. And I do believe it definitely has a lot to do with Project Bluebeam. I'm going to show you one more video of the spraying.
Holy crap, look at this. What's it spraying? That is a freaking drone. It's square. I don't know if you can tell on the phone. There's another dot over here.
Okay, so I think you guys get the message. I think that this is absolutely connected to this. Every time that, you know, and Lele says the drones are spraying more than the planes do. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. More, like, you know, it's interesting because a plane is very noticeable, right? You can hear it, you can see it for the most part. But the fact that they've had these drones everywhere, they're smaller, they're easy, and they're coming out at night. So it seems to me like they're doing these things while people are not able to notice it. Because usually when you see the Kim, TRAILS, it's usually during the day that this is happening. I think that they are prepping us for something. So let's look at a few more of these videos here. I'm going to share this next one with you guys. This guy kind of, well, actually, I'll save that one for a little bit later. All right, let's see what she has to say.
Going on with this fog and then people getting sick, because hear me out. About 4 or 5 days ago, I was on TikTok and one of my friends had posted that there had been fog in her area for the last 3 to 4 days before that. And she was talking about how it is there in the morning and lasts all day into the night, and it hasn't like gone away in 3 to 4 days. And I was like, huh, that's weird. I wonder if she lives anywhere near me, because I'm in southeast Nebraska and it had been doing exactly that for the last 3 to 4 days here as well. So I go in her comments, and no, she's not from here. I believe she said she was from Houston or something. But then I look at her other comments, and people from all over the United States are talking about they have also experienced fog morning all the way to night for the last 3 to 4 days before this as well. And I commented and I was like, that's strange. Like, how do I come into somebody's comment section and people from Pennsylvania and Houston and southeastern Nebraska and Colorado are all experiencing this fog morning to night, doesn't go away for the last 3 to 4 days, and we are geographically in very different areas? That's strange. Didn't really think much of it, right? Other than that. Then a while, like the next day, I'm scrolling and I see somebody else talk about this. And so I go into their comment section. Again, now people, Oregon, Florida, like all over the place are saying that they have experienced this exact same thing. I understand it's cold and flu season, whatever. This could be just a weird coincidence, but now I'm seeing a lot of my friends and people that I'm, follow and stuff on social media talking about being sick, this red sore throat, really bad. I myself have been under the weather for the last 5 days. Nothing severe, nothing like what other people are reporting, but like a scratchy throat. You can kind of hear it in my voice. Just kind of more tired and things like that. And I just don't know. It's just strange. It's just strange. The fog itself was strange. I even thought it was strange just when I thought it was just here in southeast Nebraska where I am. When it wouldn't leave for 3 to 4 days, I was like, that is strange. And then I start seeing all these people on social media talking about they're all over the country and they're experiencing the same kind of fog. Makes you think.
Okay, family. So I'm curious, because I see people say in the chat they've seen it. Give me a 1 in the chat, no matter where you are, if you have seen this fog, this dense fog in the last few days. So maybe not today, maybe not yesterday, but have you seen anything like this? Give me a 1 if you've seen it. I'm curious how many people are actually experiencing this or in the midst of seeing this. I'm curious. Let's see. Okay, wow. Mrs. Asia, shalom to you, has seen it. Staying Stoic has seen it. Crystal has seen it. Yah is very well. Shout out to him. He is in the UK. He has seen it. Lele has seen it. High Speed. Dark Kid seen it. Dania, Abiyahu, Yahudi Blue, Amunah, Abimelech. Wow. Georgetta, Ariel, You Can't Handle the Truth. Danielle, shout out to Danielle. Bino, dang. Wow. Family, listen. This is not the doing of Yahuwah, all right? To those who may be wondering if it possibly could be. I don't believe that. I believe they are basically sanitizing these skies to make them work for a Project Bluebeam scenario. What does this have to do with the projection of images? I'm about to show you. Give me a second. Let me pull up this next thing because it looks to me like some Project Bluebeam type stuff, and I'm going to show you why. Let me show you this next video from this woman.
Sent me a video of someone sending a drone up above the fog, and you are not going to believe it. Hold on. Now just watch. The drone's going up, and then things are about to get a little bit weird. Watch as it turns. They're going to zoom in on something. What does it look like? Tell me when they zoom in. What is that off in the distance? And they're going to do it again in another spot. Well, what do we have here? What did that look like to you? Do you remember the old videos where they were making clouds and there was like a smokestack that was up in the sky? If so, what is that sitting on top of? But let's discuss something else about holograms and what they're doing. It's in the beta phase right now. A hologram works by splitting a laser beam in 2 parts. One beam reflects off the other object you want to capture, while the other acts as a reference beam. But does it work well with fog? When used with fog, a hologram essentially projects an image onto a screen created by the fog particles, allowing the 3D image to appear to float in the air. This technique is often called a fog screen projection and is commonly used in theatrical settings to create dramatic visual effects. What's that say? Yeah, it didn't smell natural. It didn't look natural because it wasn't, allegedly.
Interesting. So, Akila says they made a movie years ago called The Mist. Yes, they did. Let's look at that real quick here. Let's look at the plot of that movie. Because somebody mentioned Kiera. Shout out to Kiera. Kiera mentioned predictive programming. I do believe that's definitely part of this. So let's look at this movie, The Mist. And this is a Stephen King flick. And let's just see what it says here. So let me make it bigger. All right. So it says, The Mist, also known as Stephen King's The Mist, is a 2007 American cosmic horror film. All right. And the plot follows a group of people in a small town of Bridgeton, Maine, who became trapped inside a supermarket after a mysterious mist envelops the town, concealing deadly Lovecraftian creatures. Now, family, do y'all remember how I told you about that ritual that they were doing on pagan Christmas? Do y'all remember that? What if the mist is a way to hide these creatures or whatever they summon when they open that door? On pagan December 24th, do y'all remember how I told y'all about how the Vatican were doing a ritual to open this portal? Starting to all make sense, isn't it? Let's keep going. As fear and paranoia spread, tensions rise among the survivors. While the film is primarily a monster movie, it explores how ordinary people react under extreme circumstances. Darabont notably altered the novella's ending, a change that King supported. Okay, so let's read a little bit more into the plot. I hate when they send me this. A severe thunderstorm strikes Bridgetown, Maine, causing a tree to crash to the lakeside home of artist David Drayton, his wife Stephanie, and their 8-year-old son Billy. The next morning, David, Billy, and their neighbor Brent Norton head to town for supplies, unaware that a mysterious mist is descending on the area. Along the way, they pass several military convoys. Once inside the supermarket, the mist envelops the town, trapping everyone inside. Dan Miller, a local resident, bursts into the store, warning of unseen dangers in the midst. Soon after, bagger Norm attempts to fix the store's generator, but is attacked by a tentacled creature. The survivors begin barricading the store while religious fanatics preaches that the mist is a divine punishment. Brent, skeptical of the danger, leaves the store with a group of people never to return. David and a few others, including teachers Amanda Dunphy and Irene Repler, try to maintain order. However, chaos ensues when a giant flying insects and pterodactyl-type creatures break through the windows, killing several people. Miss Carmody narrowly survives the insect attack while praying. As a result, she gains more followers, capitalizing on the fear and despair among the survivors. So it's essentially a monster movie, but it also talks about this mysterious mist that brings about some of these entities. Now, another thing I find interesting about this is back in 1952, okay, we're going to go back a little bit because shout out to Yaz really talked about he's seeing this in the UK. And the UK was completely covered by this smog. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show y'all that real quick before we continue. Because there was an event that took place in 1952 that has something to do with this smog or this mist. So let me see if I can find it here. London fog. Let's pull this up here. So I'm going to connect that to that great event. Now, I personally believe that that event also back in 1952 was also man-made. Okay, so let me show y'all this video of the UK right now, and we're going to look at what took place back then. So let me show y'all this.
Ports.
Take a look at this. Now, this was a day ago, and from what I've seen, it's definitely intensified. Like London is, I mean, from what I've seen, is completely blanketed by this mist or this, you know, this fog or whatever you want to call it. Here's another shot of the UK right here. And obviously, as I mentioned before, some of the transportation on the flights have been canceled due to this. So it looks pretty serious. Now, look at this. It was called the Great Smog of London in 1952, where 10,000 to 12,000 people died, y'all. Okay? 12,000 people died back in 1952 due to this Great Smog of London. So let's read a little bit about this. All right, it says the Great Smog of London. The Great Smog of London, or Great Smog of 1952, was a severe air pollution event that affected London, England in December 1952. A period of unusually cold weather combined with an anti-cyclone and windless conditions called airborne collected airborne pollutants, mostly arising from the use of coal to form a thick layer of smog over the city. It lasted from Friday, December 5th to Tuesday, December 9th, 1952, then dispersed quickly when the weather changed. The smog caused major disruption by reducing visibility and even penetrating indoor areas far more securely than previous smog events called pea-soupers. Government medical reports in the weeks following the event estimated that up to 4,000 people had died as a direct result of the smog, and 100,000 more were made ill by the smog's effects. So people are getting sick from this smog, okay? On the human respiratory tract, more recent research suggests that the total number of fatalities were considerably greater, with estimates of between 10,000 and 12,000 deaths. Well, I don't think any of this is at all something that we should ignore. And I think it's a lot bigger than some people realize. Now, I'm going to share a few more videos with you guys about this because there are some more people who've made videos and we're going to take a look at what they have to say. But we're just getting a good idea of what we could be experiencing here. So let me show you this next one. All right, here we go.
With the fog, everywhere I look, there's posts about fog. I just rode back with my husband from Pennsylvania to Georgia, and let me tell you about what we saw. We crossed 7 states. We went from Pennsylvania to Maryland to West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, then Georgia. And there was fog in almost every state. Like, yes, there was some weather going on. There was a little rain here and there, but 7 states, like, it's really odd. Everybody's talking about this fog that's making them sick, this fog after these things we've been seeing in the air that we can't talk about. They're spraying stuff from these things, and maybe it's causing some of this illness, and this fog is part of it. There's this thick fog everywhere we went. And when we got to Virginia, a place called Fancy Gap, I think they're known for having some issues with fog, but this was so bad we almost had to pull over the car. Like, we could not see where we were going. Okay, I need you to drop me some comments. Like, is this normal to go from Pennsylvania to Georgia and see fog in almost 7 states? Like, I need answers here. Just curious, is this related, do you think, to the drones, what we're seeing? I don't know. Drop me some comments. Let's discuss it. And like this from the bottom up so that we can push this out and we can get more information. Thanks. What's up? Okay.
Now, what I find interesting about this also is Notre Dame. Notre Dame, okay? Let's look at this. So right now, currently, Notre Dame is playing right now, okay? The final is going to be on December 20th, or was December 20th, so that was recently. And they're kind of in season right now, right? Or actually, well, this was the final, so. Notre Dame actually won, okay? Indiana versus Notre Dame. Notre Dame got, they actually won that game. Now, what's more interesting also is they just reopened the Paris Notre Dame Church. It says, Paris Notre Dame has officially reopened its doors after suffering a devastating fire 5 years ago. Give me a 1 in the chat if you remember that Notre Dame caught on fire. Give me a 1 if y'all remember that. I remember it succinctly. I remember that church literally caught on fire. Then this pagan Roman, Pope Francis, does this ritual, and at the same time, Notre Dame is officially reopening at the same time as a few days ago, Notre Dame won. Come on, y'all. Do you see the symbolism? And right now, currently, you know, all these areas are covered by this mysterious fog. People are getting sick. People are saying it has an odd smell to it. Maybe because it's chemicals. I even remember with the eclipse, right? The total solar eclipse that we were all talking about at the beginning of this year. I remember I went outside after it was supposed to go down. Bro, they were spraying so much stuff in the sky after that event. I wasn't, you know, we were live when I did it, so I wasn't even outside. But I remember them spraying all, like they went so hard with the spraying that they did during that time after it went down. I remember they were warning people. People were all scared. People thought something was going to go down. And I was telling everybody, it's a sign from the Most High for sure. 400 years is up. However, this event, this is something else. There's too many dots to connect for it to just be something, you know what I'm saying, that people could just say, oh, well, you know, that's Yahuwah too. I definitely don't think it is. They just showed the doors opening like a couple days ago. Right. And also a bunch of these world leaders like Emmanuel Macron and Trump and all of them, they were all at this event with the reopening of this. So let's go back to the Notre Dame catching on fire, just to for seem like most of y'all remember that. But let's just go back and look at it again. Yeah, I actually covered this back when I had my old, you know, Christian channel or whatever. We were talking about this. So this was 5 years ago. So let's take a look at the video footage from that. Okay, so we saw that, and now you have this reopening 5 years after that took place. Let me see if I can get the date on this. April 15, 2019. Interesting, because I woke up literally about who I was literally a few months after that. Ain't that crazy? So when that Notre Dame fire happened, that was the fulfillment of the 400, well, right before the fulfillment of the 400 years, because it would have been August. It would have been in total 400 years. And I woke up literally like a few months after August as far as who I was, right? So let's look at this Notre Dame reopening real quick. They did a whole ritual with that. You know what I'm saying? Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, they did a whole Christmas pagan celebration. Look at this. Let me show y'all this.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home? Well, at
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think none of this stuff doesn't connect.
This holiday, the doors of Notre Dame have opened to Christmas congregations. The crown of thorns on display again as Christians mark the moment of Jesus' crucifixion. A chance for thousands of faithful to admire.
Wait, hold on, wait, go back. That looked like the Ouroboros. Like what that image, they said it was the crown of thorns, but it looked like the Ouroboros, which is that occultic symbol of the serpent or the snake or the dragon eating its own tail, which is a symbolization of the rebirth, the new world order, the order out of chaos, right? When you think about even the phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? The age of Aquarius, all the symbolism that they use when they're describing this world that they want to build, right? So that, I'm going to look at it again, but it looked like the Ouroboros. It does kind of look like this. Family, does this look like a crown of thorns to you? And then look at that. You got the Knights Templar cross right here. The same one that they wore in the Crusades. And I told you what bloodline they come from. Y'all know that. But look at this right here. This looks like the Ouroboros. And I'm going to show you what the Ouroboros is in case you don't know what it is. But they're saying that this is the crown of thorns, but this looks like the Ouroboros to me. In plain sight. Matter of fact, let me show y'all the Ouroboros real quick. Just in case you don't know what it is. Right here. This thing. The snake eating its own tail. This symbolizes the rebirth. You feel me? The New World Order, or whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it's depicted as an infinity symbol, or sometimes it's like a round, circular image of a dragon or a snake eating its own tail. Okay? This goes back to the serpent. Everything is biblical. Even the things that they do, their ties to, it always goes back to the Father. It always goes back to his word. All right, but this is the Ouroboros, and that's what it looks like. I mean, give me a one if you think it looks like what we just looked at on that video. It looks like this. And then if you look at the video I just showed you, it's almost the exact same thing. Let's go back to that and look at it again. Boom. It looks like the Ouroboros to me. Let's keep watching.
Moment of Jesus' crucifixion. A chance for thousands of faithful to admire the ivory interior, the sparkling stained glass windows, and to worship in front of a brand new, very modern altar and golden cross for this medieval.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how anybody can sit in this place with all these images, these dang idols everywhere. You got an idol right here, idol there, idol there. But this is what the Gentiles do. This is the way of the Gentiles, right? Idols everywhere, bro. All of these idols everywhere. And everybody's over there coming for their Christ mass, Christmas. Okay, that's what it means. It's a mass.
Medieval cathedral. Christmas hymns will be played on an organ brought back to life. Each and every pipe, 8,000 individually restored. 5 years after the inferno tore through the interior of the church, obliterating over 800 years of history in hours. And thanks to the incredible...
Now, I find it interesting, though. I find it interesting because the moment I woke up to who I was, and many of us who woke up in 2019, shout out to everybody who woke up at the fulfillment of the 400 years, right? The moment we woke up, we left Christianity, right? And we started following the Most High and keeping the commandments because we realized the book was about us. That same year, the 400 years would have been, you know, what we think, it, you know what I'm saying, it would have been in 1619 to 2019. August is when our people landed here in these lands. The fact that the fire, the church was on fire, symbolizing destruction. Especially when I think about us, right? It's like the Father set a fire upon the doctrines we believe to be true. And I'd venture to say that fire came from Yahuwah for sure. I mean, he don't rock with the whole church Christianity stuff. And many of us in the awakening in 2019 came back to the Father, started keeping his laws, keeping his commandments. Christianity teaches us to do the opposite. So I'm looking at this from like a spiritual standpoint as far as the impact that the awakening would have on us when we come into this truth, come into this walk. All right, let's finish up this video. And I'm going to show you guys some more videos of people talking about this thing.
The work of 2,000 craftspeople using medieval methods. The cathedral officially reopened this month with a service that drew more than 100.
You see all these world leaders? Okay, this was a whole ritual. Look at that. Macron, Trump, they all work together. They all work together, bro. Don't believe this crap about them being enemies and the Democrats versus Republicans, homie. This is a script. Everything is a stage, my friends. Everything is. All right, the sooner you come into that understanding, the sooner you'll pull out of Babylon because you realize you're watching a script with a bunch of actors, okay?
That drew more than 100 world leaders. When the fire ripped through in 2019, Craig covered the aftermath.
The fire is thankfully finally out as investigators continue to...
I wish the whole church would have burned down. I'm just saying.
Search for a cause.
And now he was one of the first invited back inside to exclusively take in the transformation.
I mean, one of the things that's most noticeable, but it is so much brighter. All of it. This is roughly where all of that burnt debris that fell from the ceiling. Now, it's all gleaming.
Okay. All right. I've seen enough. So I'm showing you guys these things because I'm trying to show you that nothing is a coincidence. And when these things fall so perfectly well together, it's very, very clear it's a setup for something. For example, the whole thing with the solar eclipse, right, that happened earlier this year, that was specifically for us, the Israelites. That's why we knew what it was and we recognized what it was. The Aleph and the Thou, that is a message from the Most High to his children. Okay? That was very, very clear. And it wasn't just the Aleph was not the modern Hebrew Aleph. It was the ancient Abari Aleph. And the Thou. So it was the ancient letters, not the heathen Hebrew stuff. not the Yiddish stuff. It was the ancient Abari letters that were used, the Aleph and the Thau. Yahusha said, I am the Aleph and the Thau. Yahuwah is the beginning and the end. It's referred to as the Aleph and the Thau because the Aleph is the first letter of the Abari alphabet, and the Thau, or what some people call they call it the Thau, right? The Vav, or the Tav, they call it the Tav, my bad. They call it the Tav, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I hate using the modern Hebrew. I really hate it. But the Tav, yes, the Tav. So it was in the ancient letters. It symbolized a change that would come. And I believe, as I said before, I didn't think nothing was going to happen. But I knew it was a warning from the Most High upon these nations. It was a warning of the coming judgment to this nation for what has happened to Abraham's children. Okay? Now we are seeing all of these things that have happened since then. The spiritual warfare, the increase in the spiritual warfare, right? You see all of these situations with what was it? The sundown towns being struck down. You've seen who's gotten into office, the things that they're planning. You've seen the drones. You've seen the conditioning for the Project Blue Beam. Obviously, there's another pandemic that's looming over our heads. Wake up and see that that was a warning from the Most High. All right, let me show y'all this next one. Let me show you this video.
Fog. There's been so many people in different cities, different states, and different countries talking about this fog that's appearing over cities that is weird and it smells different. And it's not natural either for the time of year or the way it looks is a little bit odd. And I've seen videos from the UK, from Canada, from so many states in America right now that is talking about this fog. And the reason this is important is because different things keep happening, right? Because the Dior bags apparently don't exist and they're covering it up. And some of them were leaving certain trails that people believe to be unnatural and harmful to us. And now that there's this fog, and people have been reporting going through this fog and feeling kind of weird and having it smell a little man-made, and it's really odd. And if you know anything about this or if you heard about this, definitely comment and tag any links to other people's videos about this, because this is definitely a really interesting thing, because it seems like these Dior bags are getting harder and harder to see, and maybe it's because of this mystery fog.
Very, very interesting. All right, we're gonna jump over here and we're gonna look at some more information. And I got some videos from some people breaking it down a little bit more to what it really could be. Obviously, I have my personal opinion, but it's fair to look at what other people are saying as well. So let me jump over here and let's look at what other people are saying about this thing. Now, we're going to look at some more images here. Now, look at this first one. I thought that this first one was very strange, but hold on a second. Wait for it to load up. Hold up for you guys. Give me a second here. Okay, so this first one is interesting in Michigan. All right, it's the fog that they're seeing in Michigan is of like this greenish hue. Okay, that's definitely not how fog works. It doesn't change colors. This person says Michigan, disgusting green tint, and this was actually posted on December 24th, 2024. So we're seeing some of it now, but this has been going on prior to what we're now hearing about. So December 24th is when they did that ritual with the Vatican and all that, opening that door. Okay. Michigan, disgusting green tint, solar dimming, heavy toxic metals, sickness, fatigue, depression, anger, brain fog, creating fake snow or rain, sinus, respiratory migraines, memory loss, destruction. Okay, I don't even believe in that. Agriculture, plant life, look up to speak up, and humans need sun. Okay, so look at this right here. This is definitely not normal. Definitely not. Now I'm going to jump over here to this other tab, and we're going to look at some more of this because, man, this is just wild. But first, I want to show you guys some of these videos some other people made concerning this. So this is a fake artificial fog patent. Okay, let's look at this. Let me make sure the sound's on. Give me a second. Okay, yep. All right, let's watch this video real quick. This is the fog. And we're going to actually look this up, this fog patent. Matter of fact, let me write it down because we're going to go look it up because, I mean, they do have patents for certain things. Let me write this down real quick. We'll watch this video. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to Google this patent right here. Okay. All right. I'm just curious. So let's look up this patent. Yeah, he says something about Dior bags, and I don't know what he was talking about, to be honest. I was like, that he kind of, I was a little confused about how that has anything to do with the fog. I'm like, Dior, isn't that the company that makes clothes and stuff? All right, let's look up this patent real quick. 1338343A. Yep. Family. Oh boy, the plot thickens. Look at this. It says process and apparatus for the production of intense artificial clouds, fogs, or mist. Bang! There it is. Okay? These are man-made things. Okay? Okay. Thank you. Shout out to Pastor Rick Fletcher. DR bags is code speak for drones. And I think people are doing that because obviously they're censoring certain truths. So people are not able to identify what's going on as far as calling these things out. Teo Ministry says the same thing. Shout out to Brother Jacob. Dealers are code words, so they will not get reduced in ranking on you. Oh, okay. Got you. Thank y'all for the clarity. So let's look at this patent family. It says process and apparatus for the production of intense artificial clouds, fogs, or mist. Inventor Paul Weiss and Jules Verdier. And let's see if we have a date for this, that this patent was put in place. Okay, let's look at this. Wow, 1920. Interesting. So it says P. Weiss and J. Verdier processes and apparatus for the production of intense artificial clouds. Process and apparatus for production of intense artificial clouds, fogs, or mist. Specification of letters patented April 27th, 1920. Now, that should not shock you guys because you should understand they always do things in advance. They always do. That's how they work. Application filed December 10th, 1917. Let me scroll in so y'all can see it a little bit better. There we go. Serial number 206569 to all whom it may concern. Be it known that we, Paul Weiss, engineer of 7A Avenue, Henry Martin at Paris Department, the sign in France, and Jules Verdier, engineer of 7, Rue Villebos, clear and exact description of the invention, such as will enable others skilled in the art to which it pertains to make use and the same. Okay, let's pay attention to this. The present invention renders it possible to produce very opaque artificial mist by affecting the atomization of anhydrous chlorides, such as titanium, that's metals, family, okay? Titanium chloride or stannous chloride or analogous bodies in a moist ammoniacal atmosphere. Some people are mentioning rain, okay? Figure 1 is the side elevation of the apparatus for carrying out the process. Let's see. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Let's read more about this atomization. The arrangement employed compromises 2 still flasks. In one of these, A is placed the anhydrous chloride product or analogous product intended for forming the fumes, okay? The flask being only partially filled and containing compressed air or any suitable inert gas under pressure in a quantity and at a pressure such that the whole of the product may be forced out by means of a siphon tube with enough pressure to ensure a sufficient atomization in an atomizer of a known type. Now, family, I want you to consider something here. This patent was put forth in 1920, okay? Obviously, they have made leaps and bounds in technology since then. So when I factor in the drones of this, what they're probably spraying are these metals that are mentioned in here, which cause this fog to develop. Because again, people are seeing this fog all around the world while also seeing these drones all around the world, okay? And whatever they're spraying is causing some sort of atomizer effect or a sense of atomization that is causing these particles to form into this artificial fog. And then we showed you videos of it being actual particles that people are seeing. Just like in Germany, you saw the particles were collecting on the fence and the dude was rubbing his hands all in it. It says the ammoniacal gas may be obtained from a flask. B, containing this product is a liquefied condition through a pipe. It becomes mixed with the more or less moist as pirated air and thus provides the desired ammoniacal atmosphere. It is not necessary in order to produce intense fogs or mists to introduce a precisely determined quantity of ammoniacal gas, family. Gas. Do not listen to them when they're sitting here trying to gaslight you and tell you that this is fog. Family, this is a chemical gas that they are spraying and putting in the air. That's why people are getting sick. That's why people are getting strep throat. And honestly, I believe in just give it a little time. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And family, please, if you can, please hit the like button. I feel like this information is important. Obviously, the mainstream media is not going to tell us what is going on here. It's up for us. It's up to us to be able to look into these things deeper, get these corroborating reports to understand what is really going on, family. But what I will tell you in short is the government, as they always do, is waging chemical warfare against people, okay? That's what's happening right now. According to what we're looking at together, a lot of these resources I'm looking at with you right now on the fly. And my conclusion is this is just a way for them to basically, one, prepare for Project Bluebeam. So if this is really what this is for, one of the reasons why it's there is they definitely will probably be seeing more of this until the actual event takes place. Also, I believe it is another form of DEPOP. Y'all remember what was it? Somebody help me. Something report. And it talks about there's going to be a great reduction in life. Was it the Smeagol's report or something like that? Let's look that up real quick. Is that what it's called, y'all? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what it's called. Something report. And it talks about there's going to be a reduction in the population. Thank you, Aki. All praises to the Most High. Appreciate you. Let's look that up, the Deagle report. Because let's pull that up real quick. Shout out to Brother Yacoba. He had mentioned that a few times. Let's look at this. To tie all this together. So this is the Census Bureau. The report identifies population changes that are projected to affect the 50 states and the District of Columbia during the years 1995 to 2025. You know what? Actually, let me put in 2025 specifically. Let me go to the, maybe I can see. Okay. I think it's going to be this one. All right. Let's see here. Oh, man, they want to make you pay for everything. Can somebody send me a link? I'm looking for it. I can't find it right now. Somebody got the link. Can you drop it in the chat so I can pull this up? I'm trying to find the actual thing. But it talks about a serious reduction with the people here. Let Let me see. I'm trying to find it. WEF document confirms 6 billion can possibly die in this pagan year that's coming, apparently. If somebody got the link, please hook me up because I'm trying to show y'all this real quick. Deadly earthquakes too. Yes, that's another thing. There have been earthquakes that have been taking place, and actually, y'all's very real just dropped the link. All praises to the Most High. Appreciate you, Ak. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick so we can look at this more deeper. But I believe what they're doing is they are rolling out certain things to set the stage for that. So I believe that this mist, this so-called mist, it has many purposes. I believe it is a multi-purpose agenda. I don't believe it's just one singular thing. I believe it could be Project Bluebeam. I believe it could be setting the stage for a C to the V to the D event. I also believe it's also possibly a way to unalive people. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the link, the accent, and we're gonna look at this this report so we can understand what we could actually be dealing with here. So let me pull it up. Give me one. Okay. All right, let me click this link. And let's look at this, y'all, so we can understand what's really going on here. Okay. All right. So check this out, y'all. This is from the Deagle report, and this is what it says. And this is just some of the countries. So look at this. Deagle 2025 forecast by country. And let me make sure y'all can see this okay. Okay. All praises to the Most High. So it says United Kingdom, 2017, the population was 63 million. By 2025, the projected numbers are 14 million. Ireland, 4 million in 2017. So y'all can zoom in. There we go. So you can see it a little bit better. So Ireland right here, population 2017, 4.7 million. Population by 2025, 1.3 million. The United States, oh, this one going to be interesting. 316 million. By 2025, 99 million. Puerto Rico, 3.6 million 2017, 1.1 million 2025. Germany, 80 million 2017, 2025, 28 million. So you can see there are some serious reductions that are going on. Look at Israel, 7.7 million 2017, 3.9 million 2025. Australia, 23 million 2017, 15 million 2025. Canada, 35 million 2017, 26 million 2025. Y'all see what's going on? This is a full-on warfare. Azara, what's up, Ak? I wonder if there's any foreshadowing in the movie The Mist. We just talked about that, Ak. It definitely is predictive programming. And then when I think about, you know, we kind of talked about it a little bit earlier. I think you just jumped in. Shout out to you. But all of these things, family, all connect. They always show you these things before they do them because they believe in something called karmic retribution. And I'm saying that with the air quotations. Karmic retribution. They feel like if they show you what they're going to do, then it's not going to fall on them because that's how they work. Which is why there is so much predictive programming in movies and television shows, because the Luciferians believe, well, we told you, therefore we're not held accountable. That's the way that's the way in which they operate, which is why they show you before they do it. All right, let's see. Yahuwah is in total control. Absolutely. The Most High is. You know, so don't ever allow yourself to feel discouraged or afraid because the Father's in control. But again, this is the urgency I've been feeling in my Ruach family. This is the urgency that I've been feeling in my Ruach for a long time. And as I said, I've been feeling like this shift, this spiritual shift since the pagan holiday. And I'm so glad that we all decided. And by the way, family, do not forget, fasting. We are going to be fasting. As a matter of fact, I'm already in the fast because I do evenings to evening. So I'm already in the fast, but we're going to be fasting on the 31st. If you have not joined us in the one that we did on the 25th, please be sure to fast on the 31st as they pray this pagan new year in. Okay. We are about to deal with some serious stuff. And I'm thankful with all the separation I've been seeing in this community. I'm happy that many of us decided to put our differences aside and collectively fast together. Okay, this is how we overcome. And that unity in this community, whether you are Israelite or whether you grafted in from another nation, we need to be walking as one in these last and evil times. I'm serious, especially Yasharal. There's too much separation and it needs to go. It needs to stop. Do you not realize that we are at war here? Do y'all not realize that this is good versus evil? Now, let me show you guys this video of this guy. He broke it down a little bit more in a conspiratorial way as far as what it could really be. So let's look at this man. He had, it's actually two people who did videos on this, and let's see what they have to say about this as well. Let me share the screen. All right, here we go.
Looks like it's conclusive. FogVid 24 is a real thing. The previous video is going viral. If you go and read the comment section, everybody's saying they were completely fine. They didn't feel anything coming on. But then as soon as they went out in this fog, whatever it is, they got a sore throat. They had to go to bed. They couldn't sleep. They were bummed up. They had migraines. They lost all their energy. And not only them, everyone in the household. There's mums reporting on it saying all the kids are ill. We've got people in Kentucky. We've got people in Sweden. We've got people in Finland, all reporting the same thing. The fog has made them sick. And you know, it's scenarios like this that always have an adverse effect. Whatever they're doing in the skies, whatever they're spraying, whatever this fog is, they're obviously doing it for a reason, but it is going to wake people up. People have had enough. They're sick of being poked. They're sick of being prodded. They're sick of poison in the air and poison in the food, poison in the milk, poison in the minds. They're being pummeled in more.
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I said, how many people are going to stand and rebel against this system? That's what we have to do. In obedience to the Most High, we must rebel against this system because this system ain't for us. They're making that very clear, family. They are making it abundantly clear they don't care about us. They are making that abundantly clear. How much longer are we going to continue to look to these Edomites and these world rulers and all these individuals who are all in bed together while in front of the cameras arguing with each other? They're all in on this. Meanwhile, people are getting sick. People are, having all these problems. And then the government want to sit there and gaslight you and tell you, oh, well, it's just a fog. At the same time telling you that they don't know what these drones are. You gonna let them continue to play in your face like this? Come on now. Abimelech says, Yahuwah is bringing us to our knees. Fast and prayer is a must if you can do it. No. Fasting and praying is a must. Do it. Don't think about it. Don't consider it. Do it. What's coming in this pagan year of 2025, family? This is a lead up here, okay? For a short time, the politics was all a distraction. It was all a distraction for what we are seeing right now. And these Luciferians, these people in these high positions, they're unaffected by these things. This is an attack on the people. I really hope that people are not still in the place of questioning whether the Bible is fully true or whether we are in the end times, because both of those things are very obvious to be the truth, and you're seeing it. And yes, this is the fall of Babylon. But yes, we must be praying. We must be fasting. We must be seeking the Father as if we have never seen him. We should be fasting and praying like our life depends on it, because honestly, it does. It does. Now, let me show you guys this next video here. Actually, let me finish up his. Somebody say he looked like Cesare Borgia.
Ways we can imagine to demoralize us over a period of time. So when things get to a critical point and everyone's screaming out for a savior, the government's going to be there. But they were the ones that created the problem in the first place.
Problem, reaction, solution. Okay? They create the problem. There's a reaction. They offer a solution. All right, let's watch this one.
All right, so it's crazy foggy right now. But that's not the weird part, okay? Like, number one, it's weird because as it gets later in the day, fog should lighten, dissipate, and it's really not. But the weirdest part is the taste and smell. It smells like
Happy, shalom,
after
sis.
you set off a bunch of fireworks, and like the taste of the air is, I mean, the only word I can think of is toxic. It's super weird, and so I'm going for my walk, and it's kind of worrying me a little bit. Let me know if you guys are experiencing something like that. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it smells not right. And I'm 41. I've been through fog. This is something different. I don't know if you guys are experiencing something like that.
The plot thickens. Save says, not gonna lie, if you think about it, the fog that they put out in 1920 was like a preparation. Oh yes. A lot of times they do things years and years in advance, because to be honest with you guys, a lot of the technology you're seeing right now is not in its infancy. And I'm talking about that even from an ancient perspective, because a lot of these things that the Luciferians are aware of to this very day, it goes back to the Malachim, or the angels that came down and taught mankind all these devices. So a lot of this stuff is not new. It's just the application and the way in which it's applied is new. But as far as these ancient technologies, they've been here. People have known about this. It's just that the technology is advancing, so it's much more easier to implement. But a lot of the technology that you see is 40 to 60 years ahead than what they allow you to believe. That's how it works. Now let's look at a few more of these videos, man, because so the guy that we just watched, he confirmed there's a chemical smell and a chemical taste to it. Now, I'm going to take this a little bit further. Check this out. And this is why I believe this is a multi-purpose agenda. Look at this. Leaked docs expose FAUCI's plan to spray self-spreading lollipops on pop centers by Dior. I'm going to just go with that, because I obviously that's not a word you can say out loud. Apparently. Interesting, isn't it? Family, be careful out there, please. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside, especially if you're noticing this. Now, another thing I want to show you also is, give me a 1 if you are aware of what smart dust is, because some people have also suggested that this could also be part of the agenda. Give me a 1 if you know what smart dust is. Give me a 2 if you are not familiar or have never heard the term smart dust. 1 if you know what it is, 2 if you don't. Crystal's heard of it. Mrs. Asia has heard of it. Lele hasn't heard of it. Talisha Yah has heard of it. Shalom says. Kathy has not. Tania has not. Ezra hasn't. Let's see. Okay, so a good chunk of you guys are not aware of it, and some of you are. Okay, well, this is always a good moment for me because it's always a teaching experience. So let me show you this video, which gives you a little information on what smart dust is. And it ties to the beast system. It ties to these technologies. It ties to everything in the infrastructure of said beast system. So let me show you guys this real quick. Here we go. All right.
It's a project first dreamed up by the military to get information from the battlefield.
They call it smart dust, and the new technology may soon make it possible to keep track of anything, anywhere, including you.
Smart dust originated with DARPA back in the 90s. This powder-sized chip is something called the Mu chip from Hitachi. It's the smallest commercially available RFID system in the world. You can literally scatter this stuff like dust or embed it into a sheet of paper. It doesn't require
particles. Remember we talked about the particles and they said they can scatter it like dust? This is a biological agent, if you will. We always talk about incremental change, right? How the New World Order doesn't just come out of nowhere, but they start to introduce these technologies because the enemy works incrementally through incremental change. So just slowly easing you in. What if this is what this is?
Fire a battery, flecks of computing power settling on your skin, ingested, monitoring you inside and out.
Is this why people are getting sick? Because they're ingesting smart dust, giving them access to your body? Family, be careful out there. Please. I understand we all have lives to live. Some of y'all have children. Some of y'all work, you know what I'm saying, in other locations and things like that where you have to leave the house. But I'm begging you to at least cover your face. You know, don't have your, you know, wear long sleeves. You know, whatever you got to do to protect yourself out here. We just don't know what they're doing, but we know it's something nefarious. Yeah, we could come up with theories all day, which is why we're looking at these different perspectives of what it could be in time. I think we'll know. But just be careful out there, y'all, please. Okay?
The nanoparticles are designed to go under the radar of the immune system. And so they are undetected in the body.
We have computing everywhere. We have connectivity everywhere. We have infrastructure that can compute those with new capabilities like AI.
AI! You heard what he said? You think it's a shock that Elon Musk is somehow able to now make decisions when it comes to the Oval Office because he went through Trump? And notice the president, the president-elect ain't got nothing to say about this. He's supposed to be for the people, right? He over there rubbing his hands together. Got him, and they was dumb enough to vote for me.
And you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible.
Transhumanism is a growing movement that aims to use technology to modify our bodies, sometimes in radical ways to make them stronger, faster, and better. Okay,
so obviously this is kind of hand in hand with the whole transhumanist agenda. But I believe that this smart dust is definitely like nanotech type stuff. So we're gonna look at some more of this stuff. We looked at the patent. We looked at these Diors flying around, spraying stuff. Okay, we obviously know about HARP, weather modification, and the technology that they have for those kind of things. And if you're not aware of what HARP is, HARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, okay? And using this technology, they have been able to manipulate the weather. And one way that they do that is through KIM, TRAILS. Okay, but this is what you would think of as the HARP program. Okay, we're gonna look at some more stuff here, just kind of putting this information out just in case you guys might have wanted a little bit more information. Let me show you this. So this is a post somebody did when they were asking what this could possibly be. Air quality alert. Somebody was sent this alert actually. Fine particulate matter, also known as PM 2.5, is an air contaminant that can aggravate heart and lung disease conditions, especially in older adults, children, and those with asthma. A decrease in physical activity is recommended. Okay? And family, I'm not showing you guys this to scare you. I'm showing you this to know who you need to go to. And that is Yahuwah. Why you need to be in a state of consecration to him. Why we need his protection. Why we need him to fight for us. He is bringing us to our knees and saying, I am the only one who can protect you. Because this is the time where the persecution of Jacob is increasing. And they are definitely trying to get rid of a lot of us and those of us who believe. And I'm even noticing like certain areas, this stuff is hitting really, really hard, like Chicago, Louisiana, the South. Now, like I said, some places have not seen this. I haven't personally seen it where I'm at, but I wouldn't put it past the fact that eventually I'm sure I will. This also reminds me of something else that happened recently as well. See, you know, with me, I don't be forgetting stuff, bro. You know, I always take these things in, and I may not say much about it sometimes, but I do remember and I hold it in my mind because I'm like, you know what? I'm sure that they will do this again or in some kind of way try to bring it about. But do you guys remember? I think it was either earlier this year or last year, but there were orange skies that were seen in New York. Let me go there real quick. Let me show y'all this. It's another thing I want to show you. Let me show you this. This was a year ago. Yes. Yes. Orange skies in New York City. Let me show y'all this. It's the next thing. All right, look at it.
Almost 3 years ago remembers the day this happened when the sky turned orange. It was September 9th, 2020. It was due to the poor air quality caused by smoke from the wildfires burning across our state.
Wasn't that the weirdest day? Well, now we're seeing the same phenomenon on the East Coast. Look at these incredible images. You can see the iconic Empire State Building shrouded in that orange haze. And the rest of New York City's skyline looks like we're seeing it through an orange filter.
Right. And not only is it just devastatingly weird looking, but it's concerning air quality wise. The conditions are affecting millions of Americans in at least 18 states. ABC News reporter Alexis Christophorous has the details.
Millions of Americans are on alert, being urged to stay indoors as much of the Northeast is experiencing the worst air quality on record since 1999. The National Weather Service issuing air quality alerts stretching west to Ohio and as far south as the Carolinas and Georgia.
These values are not just unhealthy, they're downright dangerous, not just to those who have chronic lung disease or those who are elderly, but also to everyone.
New York City's air quality index peaking above 300 or hazardous, registering among the top 5 worst major cities worldwide.
This is not the day to train for a marathon or to do an outside event with your children. Stay inside, close windows and doors, and use air purifiers if you have them.
In addition,
and that would be something I would suggest, family, if you're able to, is have some air purifiers on hand if you're able to attain them. That's going to be important because if this gets worse, it could get more dangerous. So I would say if you are able to, I would highly suggest that. Also, if you are experiencing this in your area, please be sure to close your windows if you can until this at least subsides and is not as bad, because I wouldn't want you letting that stuff in your house. So that's another warning I'm going to give you guys as well. I wanted to read this comment. Mrs. Asia said they've been hitting Lanu here in PA very hard, Pennsylvania. My lungs hurt. Yada Yahuwah for Shamar Unlanu. Sister, I'm praying for you. I really hope that, and we'll close this out with prayer, of course, but that's so hard to hear. I'm glad you're here with us, and I'm glad that you're okay. But we definitely need to pray because I see this getting worse before it gets better, unfortunately. But let's finish watching this video.
to staying inside, medical experts advise wearing a high quality.
Also, now look at this. I want you to pay attention to this, family. What if this is a way to normalize mask wearing again? Okay, because I want to make something very clear to you guys. The reason why they wanted everybody to wear a mask, even though we know that if somebody were to sneeze and those aerosol particles that would come from somebody sneezing not have a mask on, we know darn well that those aerosol particles will penetrate that mask like water through a chain link fence. But what if this is just a form of conditioning people for another pandemic? What if that's what this really is? Just to reintroduce the concept of seeing people with masks? Because listen, That mask was a symbol of compliance. It was a way to remind people we're in a pandemic. What if this is a way to normalize that again? And then they could also blame this and say, you know, this is where our next pandemic came from, is this fog. There's just so many agendas I can see them bringing forward with this thing. And like I said, I don't know 100%, but I'm just introducing scenarios to you that I think can be applicable to this. But I do think that could also be what this is. Just reintroduce into our minds, condition us into wearing masks again. All right, let's keep going.
Quality masks such as an N95, checking HEPA filters if you have them inside your home, and setting air conditioners in your car and house to recirculate. All that smoke is coming from wildfires in Canada.
All right, so that was them gaslighting us, because they always talk about wildfires and stuff like that. Y'all know I'm from California. We were having those every year. And listen, them wildfires are not natural occurrences. They want to tell you stuff like, well, you know, the embers can spread because of the high winds and cause such wildfire and destruction. No, sir. Okay, a lot of this stuff is man-made, family. Okay, it is what it is. All right, fam, let's keep going. We're going to look at a few more videos before I close out with the prayer to the Most High. I just want to look at some more of this information here. All right, let's see. So we saw the whole air quality thing. Let's see. Heavy fog in Naples, Florida. I'm trying to see if I can find some more videos. Give me a second to pull this to the, okay. All right, let's just go and type in fog and see what we can find on social media. See what we can pull up. All right, so let's look at this. Pay attention, fog shouldn't have moisture. I just drove through thick fog, which by definition is when water condenses and creates tiny water droplets. All my life I had to use windshield wipers in fog, not anymore. This is dry chemical fog, family. And here's a video of it. My bad. So this is somebody driving through it. This is extremely dangerous too. I mean, people are saying that they can't even see, you know, these vehicles, even with the lights on and everything. So if you're going to be driving also, I implore you to be very, very careful. Wow. Dense. And then they have something else here. And it just talks about fog appears when water vapor, water in its gaseous form condenses. During condensation, molecules of water vapor combine to make tiny water droplets that hang in the air. Sea fog, which shows up near bodies of saline water, is formed as water vapor condenses on bits of salt. Fog is similar to, but less transparent than mist. And that's the thing. People are so unsure of what it is. People are jumping from fog to mist to this to that. People truly don't know what this is. And obviously, they're not giving us a lot of answers, but clearly they want us to believe this is just a fog. All right, let's see what else we got. Okay, this woman says this fog is poisonous. I started sweating after I was outside breathing it. I do not go outside. I'm warning you. This is a very dangerous game. The government's playing with all of us. This must end now. Take a look. Oh, Father, help us. And now you notice you're not hearing a lot of stuff about the Diors anymore. The D to the R to the O to the N to the E to the S. Maybe they fulfilled the purpose that needed to be fulfilled, and this is the aftermath of what they were doing. This is just insane, family. So we looked at the patent. I'm gonna try to see if I can find a few more videos and we'll close this out. But all right, so these are different things that people have been writing about this whole phenomena. And let's look at this. It says, concerned citizen, it's not just Britain that's experiencing unprecedented bizarre fog. Reports it's in America and Canada too. Probably not a coincidence. Somebody said, here we go again. CCP chaos agent Dr. Leanna Wen is announcing we need more testing for another pandemic. Bro, they're preparing you for another one. I told you. All right. And they're calling it the bird, F to the L to the U. Okay. Matter of fact, since we're talking about that, let me pull that up. Let's see what we can find on the bird thing. I got to come up with a word for it, a safe word. Because they're saying it recently mutated. So let's look at this. So this is an article from the Intelligencer. And it says, how worried should we be about the latest bird thing? Okay. The day after Christmas, the Center for Control and Prevention announced that it identified new mutations to the bird stuff. In a severely ill patient in Louisiana, health workers who swabbed the patient's throat found mutations that help the H to the N infect the upper respiratory tract, which could potentially make the thing spread more easily in humans. While the cat, the C to the D to the C, noted that there is no evidence of person-to-person transmission in this case or anywhere, yet thankfully, the mutations were similar to those found in a teenager who tested positive for this thing in Canada in November. When the news broke, Dr. Angela Rasmussen, a virologist at the Lollipop organization at the University of Saskatchewan, offered a measure of calm about the thing. This doesn't really change much in terms of estimating a risk, she wrote on X. To explain her thinking and share what does scare her about the mutation, I asked her to expand on the latest development for the V, that it is wreaking havoc in America, dairy and poultry farms. Now, I've told you guys in past shows, I believe that this thing is also going to be connected to food as well, as far as this P. But, I mean, it could come in many different forms, which would make it so much more serious. Let's keep going. How concerned should we be about the mutation? These mutations are actually not the most concerning part of the report to me, and that's because they've been seen before, dating back almost 20 years, emerging in patterns who we've seen the H to the N. While they do potentially allow for the use of the so-called human receptor for seasonal influenza viruses, there's no guarantee that these mutations would actually allow for that in the real world because they've never actually been associated with an increase in human-to-human transmission. Okay, all right. So there's definitely a stage being set here. And while I believe that there are many different agendas that can be brought forward from this, what we know is there's a lead up to something. And this can go in so many different directions. And probably even in ways that I haven't even touched on in this video. Okay. All right, we're going to watch a few more videos and we'll close this thing out, family, okay? I'm going to see if I can find anything else about this, this situation. So let's look at a few more. Maybe we can find more on this. So let me see. Okay. So we have some more videos here of other people showing what this stuff looked like up close. Which, by the way, like I said, is not a mist. It's something totally different. This is 3 months ago in Indianapolis.
They're all over my car. They're small, but they're everywhere. And not just my car. Everybody's car in this neighborhood has these all over. These tiny little fibers. And you're going to freak the fuck out when I show you what they are.
Bro, look at this. Now we talked about the metals. Look at that. This is magnetic stuff. Let me see when this video was posted. Yeah, 3 months ago. That this guy had this particle stuff on his car, and it literally sticks to magnets. So we are talking about metals here, family. We are talking about metals in the stuff that they're spraying. Danielle, did you send it to my messenger? Send it to my messenger, okay? Because then I could show it here. Let me see something here. Did you send it to me on Messenger, Danielle? I'm going to try to look it up. Don't send it to my text message because I won't be able to show it. Send it to me on Messenger if you have a video. Danielle says she has a video because it's happening where she's at. Let me see if I can find it. If you got the video, you sent it to me. If you haven't sent the video, send it to me on and Georgetta also sent me a video too. Let me pull it up. Give me a second. This is wild, bro. But I appreciate y'all sending me stuff so I can know what's going on here. Let me see. Is this the video here? Let's watch it and see. Is this a video or a picture? Okay. So this is what she sent me. Georgetta sent me on Facebook Messenger, which is this. I don't think it's a video. I just think it's an image. But she said it's extremely foggy. Danielle, did you send it to my messenger? I didn't get it. Akila says that's why we need to do a heavy metal detox. It affects our minds, those metals. Yes, absolutely. And be careful about what you're eating too, because a lot of the foods we eat are contain metals and things of that nature. Okay, you did send it to my messenger? Okay, let me see. Let me go back. Close this out. Okay. Sent. I don't see it, sis. I do not see it. Did you send me like an actual video or did you send me a link to something? Because I'm looking at the messenger right now. I don't see it. I need you to send me an actual video or a link or something because I can't pull it up for some reason. It's loading? Okay. All right. Okay, cool. I thought it was just me. I'm like, I don't see nothing. Okay. All right. We'll give it a second and we'll pull it up. Okay, there we go. Now I see it. All right, here we go, family. This is the video she just sent me from outside her house. All right, here we go. This is what she sent me. And let me full screen it, actually. Okay. Bro, what is this? Wow. This is wild, bro. Wow, y'all. This is crazy. Somebody says it's snow. It's definitely not snow because snow does not cause fog like this. And we looked at a few videos earlier of people looking at it up close. And a guy even showed that it's literally sticking to metal. That is definitely not snow. It's definitely not snow. Idiom Maccabee Jones says sea moss is good for getting the metals out of your body. Absolutely. 100%. Shout out to Danielle. She uses the sea moss very, 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 very much. Yeah, it's like that's what it looks like. It's particles. It's particles. It is actual material, and it's not like vapor material. It's actual like solid particles. Yeah. Okay, let me play the rest of it.
Yeah, it was here the entire day. How come y'all didn't notice that?
It wasn't during the day.
Yes, it was.
No, it was completely sunny.
DW, what's up, Oxford?
It was sunny, but it had just a little.
This is crazy, y'all.
You know they be spraying stuff.
Can we go inside, Mom? I don't like this.
I'm gonna get afraid of boy.
I'm still trying to figure out what that is.
Did you know what stars are normal? They're just extremely weird.
Somebody said, is sea moss clean or unclean? So let me explain, bro, because people have asked me this before. Unclean and clean is only applicable to meat. Okay, it's not applicable to plants. As a matter of fact, plants are actually how a lot of times there was healing and things of that nature. Even when you think about, like, you know, there would be natural solutions that would be used because the Father said that I've given you every herb bearing seed. Now, that's not to say that you should be obviously using poison oak or nothing like that, but there's a lot of plants the Father has created that are actually purposed in healing and things like that. So sea moss would not be considered unclean because it's not a live beast. It's an actual plant, or I don't know if plant is a word for it, but yeah, it wouldn't be considered unclean. Anyone telling you it's unclean don't understand the scriptures. Yeah, exactly, Yummy. Clean and unclean only applies to animals. Now, obviously, you know, unclean is unclean in anything, right? If the Father said we shouldn't do it, we shouldn't do it. But in the context of consumption, that's only applicable to the beast of the air, the beast of the sea, and the beast of the earth. That's not applicable to plants. Thank you, Aki. Sirach 38 verse 4, Yahuwah created medicines from ha'aras, the earth, and a sensible person will not hesitate to use them. Yes, use sea moss. Okay, if you have to. DW says the fog has been so thick you can't see the vehicles in front of you until you get right on them. Right. And that's what I'm saying. This is not normal, family. None of this is normal, but I think we understand that at this point. Yahuwah servant says, Shalom Mashmakah for Metal Detox also. Cilantro. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all so much for sharing these things for our people to know. Okay? Thank y'all so much. Yahuwah servant says, Shalom Mashmakah for Metal Detox also. Cilantro, parsley, burdock root, yellow dock root, milk thistle. These address blood, kidneys, and liver to remove toxins. And I'm going to say this too. We need to really seriously consider what foods we eating and what we are putting in our bodies and things like that. Because I believe a lot of this fast food is filled with metals and filled with all types of things that's messing us up, destroying us. You know what I'm saying? So I would say even, you know, watch what you eat. Not everything in the sea is healthy for you. Right. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying as a when it relates to the sea moss, definitely. Yah's my judge. The fog here in Charlotte, North Carolina was unusually thick and strange last night. Right. Absolutely. Save says, nah, because there was a meme back then that was like the fog is coming, and I find it funny because here it is. Wow. Crazy. Yummy says, I'm growing cilantro already. All praises to the Most High. Milk thistle? I don't think I've ever had that before. Amuna Pua says, I do use cilantro and burdock root. Okay, I'll steam to Yahuwah. I stopped eating, Kathy says, I stopped eating fast food in at restaurants. Yeah, I just don't have a desire to eat certain things anymore, honestly, man. You know, everything is just so compromised. And Crystal says, I use activated charcoal. Didn't Yahuwah say that anything with scales in the ocean you can eat, or is it different? So he was referring to when the Father talks about again, it goes back to the beast of the sea dwellers. So the beast of the sea. So that would only be applicable to, like I said, unclean and clean only applies to the beast of the sea, the beast of the air, and the beast of the earth. So when he said fins and scales, he's talking about sea dwellers with fins and scales, which will obviously be fish. Crustaceans such as crabs, lobsters, things of that nature, we're not supposed to eat. Those sea dwellers have to have fins and scales if it is an actual beast. But if it's a plant, it's different. It doesn't apply. And yes, please hit the like button if you haven't already, family. I appreciate you guys. Talisha Yah says, take your elderberry syrup daily. Nature's natural cold medicine. I make my own. All praises to the Most High. And that's what we got to start doing too. Because it's like even the products that, you know what I'm saying, we buy for certain things, right? They have all type of stuff in it. Even certain gel capsules have gelatin in it, which has pork in it. So if you can make it yourself, I highly suggest that. In y'all not gonna be justice. I got tea for everything. Right. All praises to the Most High. Aurelia. Shalom, sis. Good to see you. All praises to the Most High. Welcome. All right, family. So I think that's it. I think we've looked at enough. I think you guys just needed to be in a state of, one, repentance. That's number one. Number two, make sure you are very, very careful about your goings in and out of the house. If you have to, cover your face, cover your mouth, cover your body, wear long sleeve pants, long sleeve shirts, whatever. If you got to put a few layers on, it's that time of the year, so it's not summer, so you should be okay. You just want to take some extra precautions, all right? I'm not trying to scare you, but I'm just telling you personally to take some extra precautions when you are going outside, if you have to drive in this fog or anything of that nature. Because obviously, again, we don't truly know what it is. We can theorize, but what I can tell you is this is very nefarious, okay? So that's it. I'm going to say a prayer before we jump off of here, and we'll close out. All right, family. Here we go. Father, we thank you for this day. Father, another day that you've allowed us to see. Father, it is because of you that we have the activities of our limbs, Father. A roof over our heads, protection, and another day that we are able to esteem you. Father, we are wrestling against good and evil at this time, Father. And I pray that you will send down your Malachim, send down your angels to camp around every individual who calls upon the name of Yahuwah Yahusha. Father, no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And Father, we are asking for mercy, protection, and guidance in these end times as we draw closer to the great gathering of the children of Yasharal and all those who cleave to Yasharal. Father, help us to keep our eyes on you, that come what may, the Bible says that all who call on the name of Yahuwah shall be saved, and the name of Yahuwah is a strong tower. Father, make it known the significance in calling on your name and believing in Yahusha. Father, protect us from the Shadim, the principalities in high places that we cannot see. Father, whatever Shadim that they have been channeling through these rituals, Father, we pray protection by the blood of Yahusha. Yahuwah Ga'ara Tara Shashadarim. Father, protect us in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach. Father, help us to keep our faith and amunah strong in you. Father, guide our steps, protect us. Father, help us to remember to fast more. Father, to consecrate ourselves more for you in these times. Father, strengthen our spiritual armor. Father, I pray that our understanding of the scriptures will be greatly magnified so we understand the times that we're in. For Father, we walk not in fear, but in faith. That faith said that by faith we shall move mountains, and nothing is impossible to all that believe in you, Father. And we pray for your protection right now in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Father, protect our children. Father, protect our wives. Father, those out there that have husbands, protect them, Father. Father, protect the single mothers. Father, protect those going out to work every day to provide for their families. Father, protect them in their cars as they're driving down the highways. As they go about their daily lives, Father, I pray that you put a realm of protection over them, Father. Cover them in the blood of Yahusha. Pour the blood of Yahusha over all your children grafted in and bloodborne. And we believe these things, and we trust in you and only you. In the name of Yahusha, we pray. Amen. Family, thank you guys so much for joining this stream. I wanted to just do this because I just wanted to just let everybody know in case you weren't aware, maybe it didn't hit your area or whatever the case might be. Okay. But I just wanted to warn you guys. Okay. And I love all of you guys, and I just want you to be safe. Obviously, if you need us to, if you guys need to reach out to me, feel free to do so. But, you know, also before I go, I also want to ask everybody to pray for our sister Raya, Queen Raya. Okay, she was having some medical complications and she needed to go into surgery. So please, let's keep her in prayer also. Okay, just make sure to mention her in your personal time when you go to the Father. Let's keep our sister in prayer. Okay, and also our other sister, Jeannie, that joins into the chat normally. Let's also keep her in prayer as well, family. Okay, thank you guys so much. I love you guys. Be safe out there. Okay, do not be afraid. Our redemption is here. Okay, but unfortunately, because the Gentiles know that, they are trying to take our mind off of our soon regathering. So though we are seeing these things, I believe very, very soon we will be gone and we won't have to worry about this anymore. Okay, so keep the faith, trust the Most High, believe in Yahushua HaMashiach. I love you guys. All praises to the Most High. Please hit the like button on the way out. Really helps the channel out. And I will see you guys soon. All esteem to Yahuwah. Shalom.
Hey, Yaxter.
Yeah. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey, kingdom is eternal, lake of fire and inferno. Matthew 7:23, a permanent deferral. The wrath of Yahuwah, that's a turbulent dispersal. Haters never can say I heard you with commercial. Said no to no labels, ain't no demons in my circle. And people say they love you when they scheming just to hurt you. And I can see them demons, they misleading and deceiving. When Yahushua coming back, he gon' lead them demons grieving. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. I'm committed to Yahuwah. Nah, baby, we not the same. We in two different lanes. Yeah, I'm on that narrow path under the shadow of God. Only place safe from His wrath. You sell your soul for a bag, that's the same as the birthright. All my life I had to fight, and for mine I'll fight all night. In due time we'll be alright. The divine assigned our plight, but the Torah like menorah designed to be our life.
You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. You committed to the money, you committed to the fame. The Torah like menorah, cause it's lit just like a flame. Hey.